Now, guys, there is a pretty strongly held belief that in the United States and also in other countries, dealers are intentionally trying to not sell EVs, not encouraging people to buy them because they don't get the same kind of profits from what? From servicing. That's the key profit driver for dealerships. Servicing. To be honest, when they do a service, quite often, there's a checklist of hundreds of things, but not much is done. An oil change, yeah, a couple of filters, really not a whole lot. And then you have a look at the bill and you go, whoa, holy smokes, that's getting pricey. It seems to me that the cost to service your car continues to go up, but still, I mean, really, with an EV, you don't really need to service it. Almost nothing needs to be done. So that's apparently one of the key reasons why dealerships are intentionally not trying to sell EVs or even steering people away from them. Now, there has been some interesting statistics here actually backing this up. Dealers in Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, and Kentucky are completely disinterested in selling EVs. And here is what's happening. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Guys, I've just installed my new solar system and I'll have a video up about it in a few days. And it's actually producing about 110, 111 kilowatts of energy every day, meaning I'm actually making a profit of about $10 a day, even after I pay for electricity that I need to use at night. So if you want to get a new solar system, which I encourage everyone to do, it's actually a no-brainer here, unless your house is completely shaded. Even if it's part shaded, it still makes sense. I'll put a link in the description to the company that I used, who have the best reviews of any solar company here in Australia. Automakers, right? Apparently, some of them saying they're easing back their EV push. General Motors and Ford, even Honda apparently. But dealers, well, they're part of the issue. Dealers are kind of discouraging people from buying EVs, and it could be potentially lower profit margins on EVs as well. Maybe that's part of the situation. We're not too sure about that. However, an investigation into the attitudes of 250 of the biggest dealerships across the United States by CDK Global found that 49% of their sales teams don't want to sell EVs. That's a national average figure, 49% national average in the United States. Dealers in some areas, such as the South, showed no interest in moving EVs at all. As I mentioned, there's a clear reason why. Only 12% of dealers in Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, and Kentucky said their sales teams were either moderately or very excited to sell EVs. In other words, most of them actually said that they don't want to. Some northern dealers appear uninterested as well. And even in the Pacific, which includes California, only 10% said that they were very excited to sell EVs. A lot of kind of pushback here, really. Maybe some of the reasons are justified, maybe some are not. Some of the reasons given by sales teams for their lack of enthusiasm include the local geography that equates to long distances between towns with a patchy charging infrastructure. Now, I should point out, they were really supported by facts here, guys. 1,000 chargers are being installed, 1,000 DC fast chargers every single week in the United States. Now, don't try and put in the comments, it's only in California. That's just in California. It's not, guys. 1,000. It's pretty equally spread. I've seen the numbers. There's thousands, and that doesn't include all the other chargers being installed that are not in that list. There are AC chargers, massive numbers of chargers going in across the United States. So I don't really buy that whole thing that it's too far away. There's 52 states in America. Sure, it's a big place, but there's 340 million people, and there's a lot of chargers everywhere. You can't even use a trickle charger as well, which is there's billions of those. Anyway, apparently they say this, the dealers claim, this makes it harder to persuade car buyers that EVs are a viable alternative to ICE. Well, somehow Toyota dealerships conned people into buying a hydrogen-powered car. And I mean, what? There's like 40 places in the whole of America where they can fill those up. If you can con someone into selling them a hydrogen car, I'm pretty sure you can sell them an EV where they can charge it at home every single night if they want to. Like I said in the past, many times, nobody has ever had a gas station at their house, but they're all pretending as though they do. That doesn't add up. It's mental. Apparently, dealers say that EVs are not a viable alternative to ICE. That's their opinion. And dealers in colder states said winter weather would make range worries even worse for customers. So, sales team excitement to sell EVs, you can see here in the charts here. Basically, they're not particularly excited. It says not excited at all is the black. Pretty much everyone's not excited at all. So dealers believe it's because owners don't want to buy one. But really, I think there's a bit more to that story. I think they don't want to admit to the fact that for them, it's about one thing. Their existence as a dealership depends on profits. Where do they get profits from? You can only sell one car to one customer. That's not really, a big scenario. Maybe you make a good amount of profit on the sale. Maybe you make $5,000, $10,000. What do you do after that? If you can't service the thing, that's it. Bye-bye. But if that's a regular customer, they come back twice a year, every year to get their expensive services done, well, that makes sense for the dealership. Anyhow, CDK says the situation could be improved if both parties, dealerships in particular, had a better understanding of the strengths of EVs. The study found that in the southern states that reported low excitement levels, as in complete disinterest really in selling EVs, only 24% of dealer sales teams said they were well trained to understand electric cars and to sell them. They basically haven't had any training. And because it's their job, they're not passionate about cars like I am or you are, they don't give a shit. Basically, they're going home at night, they come to work, and they're like, oh, what's that new car? Someone tells them, oh, it's an EV. Oh, you've got to charge it. Oh, you can't. There's this kind of thing where there's not a lot of interest from them to learn about a new product. In New England, where dealers were the most excited about selling EVs, 83% have been well trained. Really good evidence, right? New England, they were the most excited to sell EVs. 83% have been well trained. Very, very clear correlation. So guys, what are your thoughts on this? I personally think these dealerships, they're going to go out of business. I mean, it's just a matter of time. Yeah, I know America's been a bit slower to the EV revolution because they're blocking everything from China. That's definitely going to slow things down a little bit. But I do believe that battery energy density, the efficiency of EVs, range of EVs, price of EVs, all those things are headed in the most positive direction, which will mean uptake will increase significantly. And if dealerships are not prepared for them, then they'll simply be disrupted. Like every other business in history that wasn't prepared for something new, they get disrupted and they cease to exist. Thanks for watching.